The first thing you need to know is this. Aiden didn't walk into my bedroom. He stopped at the threshold, one hand braced against the wooden door frame, his tall frame filling the space like he belonged there, but was waiting for my permission. The hallway light fell behind him in a dim gold haze, throwing his jet black hair into soft shadows. He was 27, male, barefoot, his slate gray fitted t-shirt clinging to the chest I couldn't stop staring at, dark joggers low on his hips. And me? I was 23, male, barefoot as well, standing a few feet inside the room. My ash-brown hair was messy. My light beige long-sleeve shirt clung faintly with warmth from the night, sleeves shoved halfway up my forearms. My black lounge pants hung loose casual, but I didn't feel casual, not with the way his eyes pinned me where I stood. That's the moment I knew something irreversible was coming. You sure you want me to? Aiden's voice was low, smooth, curling through me like smoke. He didn't move, didn't cross the line into my space. He made it my choice. My throat tightened. The answer sat heavy on my tongue, but my lips wouldn't part. Instead, I just nodded once. Too fast. Too eager. His mouth tilted into the smallest, most dangerous smile. He took one step inside. The door clicked shut behind him, and suddenly the two of us were locked into the airless stillness of my room. The faint hum of the street outside the window, the creak of the floorboard under his weight, the shallow rush of my own breath. Those sounds became deafening. He leaned back against the closed door, arms loose at his sides, watching me like he could see every thought rattling through my head. The silver chain at his throat caught a glint of hallway light before the door swallowed it whole. I wasn't sure you'd let me in, Aiden said, his voice still soft, like he didn't want to spook me. You didn't exactly ask, I murmured. My own voice betrayed me, wavering like it couldn't hold steady under the heat of his presence. Aiden's eyes softened, though his jaw stayed firm. You looked like you wanted me to. The air between us grew taut, a wire stretched to breaking. I couldn't look away from him. His jet black hair was slightly tousled. His short dark beard shadowed his jaw, and that damn shirt, the deep slate gray, pulled against his chest every time he inhaled. I wanted to close the space, but my legs were rooted, heavy. Maybe he saw the hesitation, because Aiden moved first. Not much, just a shift, a step closer, slow, deliberate. I breathed in, his cologne, faint, lingering, folded into my lungs, grounding me and unraveling me at the same time. Say it, Aiden whispered, his voice so low it forced me forward to hear him. Say what? That you want me here. His dark eyes caught the dim light, almost burning. My chest squeezed. I do. That's when his hand lifted. Not sudden, not rough, just steady. He touched the back of his fingers to my cheek, tracing the line from temple to jaw. My breath hitched. You're shaking, he said, his thumb brushing lightly across my skin. You're the reason. I managed. He chuckled, quiet but rich, and for a moment, the tension flickered into something warmer. His hand slid from my face to the side of my neck, his thumb brushing the hollow at my throat. My pulse kicked under his touch, betraying me. You've got no idea, he murmured. I did something reckless then. I leaned into his touch. Just a fraction, but enough. Enough to make his gaze sharpen. Enough to make his body straighten against the door. Aiden didn't waste the invitation. His other hand rose, pressing flat against the door, just above my shoulder. The move trapped me without force, without pressure, just the undeniable knowledge that he was there, and I wasn't moving. The silence roared again. His breath mingled with mine, hot, steady. His eyes flicked from my mouth back to my eyes, a silent question I couldn't answer out loud. My chest rose, fell. His thumb traced my jaw one last time. And then he kissed me. It wasn't tentative. It wasn't careful. Aiden pressed me back against the door, his lips claiming mine with a heat that cracked straight through my hesitation. The wood was hard against my spine, his hand firm at the side of my neck, anchoring me as his mouth moved over mine. I gasped and he swallowed it, his body closing the space between us until I could feel the weight of him. His chest against mine, his hand braced above me, his chain brushing faintly against my shirt. Every nerve in me lit up at once. My fingers clawed his burgundy shirt, clutching the fabric like I might fall without him. My lips parted beneath his, and the kiss deepened, rougher now, a pulse of hunger that left me dizzy. The door rattled faintly from the force of it, but I didn't care. All I cared about was Aiden, his warmth, his grip, the way he made me forget where I ended and he began. When he finally pulled back, his breath was ragged, his forehead resting against mine. My chest heaved, my hand still fisted in his shirt. "You okay?" he asked softly, his voice wrecked but tender. I nodded, though my body was trembling. You kissed me hard enough to shake me." Aiden's lips curved, slow and dangerous again. "Good." And in that moment, I knew part two was waiting. Aiden didn't move right away. He stayed pressed against me. 27 years old, male, jet black hair messy from my fingers. His slate gray fitted t-shirt clinging to his chest as his breath rose and fell. His dark beard brushed against my skin as he exhaled, slow, grounding. I was 23, male, ash brown hair sticking to my forehead. My oversized light beige long-sleeve shirt tugged half out of place where his hands had pulled me close. My chest was heaving, my black lounge pants brushing his joggers where our legs almost tangled. We weren't speaking, but the silence was deafening. Aiden finally pulled back just enough to look at me. His eyes searched mine, still burning but softer now. "You're shaking," he said again, his voice quiet. But this time it wasn't a tease. I swallowed hard. "Because you don't kiss like you're asking." His lips curved faintly. "Do you want me to stop asking?" I didn't answer with words. My hand found the one brace above me, and slid it down until our fingers threaded. His palm was warm, rougher than mine, steady. That was enough. Aiden let go of the door and tugged me gently by the hand, pulling me away from the wooden frame and into the room. The door stayed closed behind us, the lock clicking softly. He didn't push. He didn't rush. He just walked backward, guiding me step by step, until my knees brushed the edge of my bed. The dim light from the hallway didn't reach this far. Only the pale wash of the moonlight through my window lit us now, painting silver across his cheekbones, shadowing the hollow of his throat. "Sit," he murmured. I sat, the mattress dipping beneath my weight. My chest rose and fell too fast, my oversized shirt slipping a little further off one shoulder. I looked up at him, Aiden, standing over me, one hand running through his messy jet-black hair, his chain glinting faintly in the moonlight. He looked impossibly calm, except for the storm in his eyes. "You make it hard to breathe," I admitted, my voice barely above a whisper. Aiden crouched in front of me, one knee sinking into the floor. His hand came up, steady, fingers sliding against my jaw until his thumb brushed my lips. "Then breathe with me," he said. He leaned in. This kiss was different. Slower, deeper. His lips moved against mine with patience, with care, like he wanted to learn every inch of me. His hand slid up into my messy ash-brown hair, cradling the back of my head, holding me still while his mouth coaxed mine open. I shivered, clutching at the fabric of his shirt, tugging him closer until he was between my knees, his body leaning into mine. When we finally broke apart, my forehead rested against his. Our breaths tangled, uneven but shared. "Why me?" I asked before I could stop myself. My voice cracked on the words. Aiden pulled back just enough to look at me, his brow furrowed. "Why you?" I nodded, cheeks hot. "You could have anyone in that club. Anyone watching you tonight. Why did you follow me?" Aiden's hand didn't move from my face. His thumb brushed the corner of my mouth, gentle. His other hand rested on my knee, grounding me. "Because you don't watch me like they do," he said finally, his voice rough but certain. "You look at me like you see me. And I can't remember the last time someone did." The words hit harder than the kiss had. My chest tightened. "Aiden!" He leaned closer again, pressing his lips to my cheek, then the corner of my mouth, then finally reclaiming my lips in another kiss, slower, but no less consuming. My hand slid up to his jaw, fingers brushing his beard, pulling him in. The world outside, the faint hum of cars, the nightlife we'd left behind, fell away. There was only the warmth of him, the heat of his breath, the solidity of his body against mine. When the kiss broke again, I whispered, "You make me feel like I'm going to come apart." His hand at my neck tightened slightly, reassuring instead of restraining. "Then let me be the one to hold you together. We stayed like that, his body leaning into mine, his forehead against mine, both of us breathing hard but steadying each other. My trembling began to ease, not because the storm had passed, but because Aiden was the anchor in the middle of it. Minutes passed, maybe more. The silence stretched, not empty, but full of things we weren't saying yet. Aiden finally stood, his hand sliding down my arm until our fingers laced again. He gave a small tug. "Bed!" he asked softly, not commanding, just offering. I nodded, my throat too tight for words. He sat beside me on the edge of the bed, both of us facing the window where the city lights blurred faintly in the distance. Our knees touched, our shoulders brushed. No kiss now, just closeness, just breath, just the weight of knowing that whatever this was, it wasn't leaving with the night. "You're still shaking," Aiden whispered, his thumb brushing circles against the back of my hand. I laughed quietly, brokenly. "Guess you're just going to have to get used to that." Aiden turned his head, kissed the side of mine, and let the silence answer for him.